First video. Welcome to the first video of the channel.
Welcome.
Introduce yourself, channel owner.
Well, I am Hyre. I am an artist and an animator. And I am going to be presenting to you a speed draw or speed paint, whatever you want to call it. I've been debating. I do art things.
Art things, awesome. I'm nobody. Don't need to worry about me. I'm here for moral support. Fellow artist friend who's helping Hyre with talk to someone while we display their speed draw.
The struggles of being a shy artist.
Yeah. I'm also here just look at cool art.
Yeah, it's cool stuff.
So, what is it that you are going to present to us today?
Today I have a speed drawing of a portrait of Alastor from Hazbin Hotel.
Ah, yes. Alastor, everyone's favorite ace serial killer.
The radio demon himself.
Alright, let's get started then.
Alright. There he is.
There we go. Start with that figure. That very specific figure that you would usually see on an anime girl, but instead it's on Alastor.
Yep.
Nami got nothing on Alastor, that's all I'm gonna say.
Oh my god, yeah. This draws her character so skinny that it's almost hard to make sure he's skinny enough.
Skinny enough. That's an anorexic nightmare. I'm just gonna say that.
Oh yeah.
But Alastor, we joked about him, but he's a very, very interesting character from Hazbin Hotel. You don't often get. It's not often you get the fun villain that's like they're a villain, they're a bad guy, but they're on the good. They're on like the good team.
Yeah, like there are plenty of instances where someone on the quote-unquote good side will turn on their friends, but this is a different scenario. This is someone who is actively kind of a malicious person who is, for whatever reason, working with our good side. He definitely has ulterior motives, though.
Of course.
Yeah, I think we're probably gonna be seeing that in season 2.
Like, we talked about this before because we tried to record this the first time and, it didn't go well. But you did think...
You don't need to know that.
Fair. I said nothing. Anyway, but we did mention, like, you thought, like, there's a possibility that... Well, we both thought the possibility that Alastor might be, like, potentially the final villain of the series, maybe.
Yeah, he might be building up to it, or because of his deal, he might just be kind of like I don't know. I know there's supposed to be a trope name for it. I forgot what it was, but like
he's a magnificent bastard, but that's not what you mean, probably.
Yeah. I'm talking about like not the big bad, but the big bad's like attack dog.
I think I know what you're talking about. I don't think he'll be the attack dog. I think, like, whoever we think is the final big... Here's my hypothesis. Whoever we think the final big bad will be, at that second to last episode, or at the very end of that last episode, Alastor is going to kill that person, and then we have to deal with Alastor in that final hour.
Oh, yeah. He's problematic. He's
a problematic fave.
Yeah. I've seen people make excuses for him, which is just, like, wow. You can like a character who's a bastard.
He is he's a bad guy who wants to be a bad guy, who doesn't... He doesn't want to be redeemed.
He's shameless.
even if he does end up caring about the people in the hotel, that's not gonna stop him from doing what he's trying to do. They are in hell. It's just the fact.
Yeah, and it's not like he's like, oh, I don't like it here in hell. He loves it. He loves the power he wields, and he's not gonna give that up easily.
He's not one of the occupants there being redeemed. I don't remember him being in any of the episodes where they have the redeeming exercises. He's just around.
I think he sat in the background for some of them. But he was pretty silent, just staring. Mm-hmm. And he's probably one of the more elusive members of the hotel.
I mean, they're technically all elusive because, quote unquote, we may know there's sort of some of the stuff of their backstories outside because of, Viv telling everything. But
Viv and other creators of the show who, I think a lot of it is subject to change because a lot of it was given during the pilot era. But still, turned to proven otherwise.
I mean, they made enough Ace jokes to know that's proven.
Oh, that's definitely true. Al is our ace in the hole, and we love him for it.
Yeah, it's the only. That's another thing we've talked about that I really enjoy is that that's like the only thing you can make fun of him with. Like, that's the only thing you're like, you could say this about him, and he's not gonna be like, you don't have to worry about dying.
Yeah, I think really any joke that he's not gonna get is fair game because, and I get jokes about his sexuality is one of them because he grew up in the 30s. There was no terminology for asexual. He has no idea what that means.
Yeah. So now we're into the shadow. The shadow.
Shadow was a pain to get to be happy, for me to be happy with. The teeth and the antlers and the hair were just absolute pain to pose correctly.
Again, the designs of these characters are so diverse and unique. Like, if it was just the line art to me, if it was just the line art, I would maybe somewhat question if you just showed these characters to me. I'd be like, are all of these from the same show a little bit? You know what I mean? It's like, if you just put him next to Husk alone, it's just like, and you just don't have if you don't have it and you just have the line art, not the coloring, I will be like, I could be convinced by someone else that they're from two different shows. That's fair.
At the same time, I think they unify it nicely. And color does play a big role in it. I definitely think everybody who was involved in designing these characters had a really good idea of color theory.
Oh, absolutely. And they designed so many different centers. It was amazing. Like, so many different demons, so many different centers, so many different types and designs. Some were cohesive, some were not. I really do wish we had more of an idea of, like, because I believe they know, like, okay, this person looks like this because of this. And I really would love to know that behind the scenes idea. Like how all the cannibals are like essentially ghouls. They essentially are like ghoul-looking creatures. Not gonna say Wendigo, but that is some like the non-description of the Wendigo without the skull
vibe.
head. But yeah,
it has that kind of ghoulish vibe, and they look like that because they are cannibals. And I think there are a lot of aspects of who that person is that applies to that contributes to their appearance, from how they lived, how they died, and sometimes even just vague references to their behavior, their career too.
True. Though it's a little weird. It gets a little weird when, for example, we talked about Angel Dust, and his thing was because of the web of his family, because they're a mafia. And I'm like,
that's what I heard, at least.
And if that's true, if that's true, I'm willing to believe it, but that feels so loose. But it still gives you these awesome designs, so I'm willing to accept that.
Yeah, and it gives you something, yeah. And Alastor's a deer because he was shot on a deer hunting ground by accident.
Yeah, by a hunter. Yep. Very good, very good.
Watch me struggle to get his monocle the right shape I'm happy with.
Circles, they're evil.
Oh yeah. And trying to do a good circle in one line is such a pain.
Oh, one line, yeah, I get it. I like how Alastor does have so many different dynamics with other characters that are all relatively somewhat unique in different ways. When I think of him and Vox and there being the two different types of entertainment, like the visual audio.
Yeah, the modern and the vintage.
The visual and the audio. Which, side note, if a devil ever comes that's like a podcaster, I'm pretty sure they would Alastor would love them. Alastor would absolutely take them under their wing. If Alastor was a modern time serial killer, he would absolutely be a podcaster. I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, if he was honestly. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking when he was alive, he was absolutely teasing the public and playing games with them as a serial killer. He's probably killing people and then recording it, then talking about it on the radio as if he had nothing to do with it.
Oh, I could absolutely see that. I can also see him loving, if he learned later that there was a true crime documentary about his killings, oh, he would eat that up.
Oh yeah, he's not into television and such, but if it's about him, he would love it.
Absolutely.
He's just that kind of. He's narcissistic. He's more of a psychopath than a narcissist, but still.
True.
Those two aren't mutually exclusive.
It's not, but I'm pretty sure he would reminisce at least.
Oh yeah. He'd be happy memory. He'd bring back happy memories.
Good times.
Good times. While everyone else watching is just in horror.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I've seen art. I think I saw a comic of Alastor, laughing at Bambi's mom dying.
No comment. Anyway,
That's very in character for him.
I don't want to go. That's too much for me. Talking about the serial killer, sure, that's fine. Obviously, that's great. Then him laughing at Bambi, oh my.
Yeah, I think the point is, Alastor, there's no real excusing his behavior. He's just a bad person.
And he doesn't want redemption. He doesn't.
No, he might, and I think if we break him enough, he might accidentally stumble into it, but
that would involve having to get one over on him.
Yeah, and that's what I mean, break him, more than we've already seen him break at the end of season 1. Break him to the point where he can't hold his smile anymore.
Oh my god, don't do that visual. I just imagined that visual of him not smiling, and that's... Oh my god, I feel emotional. I already feel emotional just imagining it.
I mean, if you want to see what he looks like when he's not smiling, there's 2 frames where he drops his smile because he's talking, but...
That's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing, but
Love that wallpaper.
Yep, the wallpaper. The wallpaper I did in Adobe Illustrator, and it's meant to look like the wallpaper in his study.
Oh, cool. Wait, you were saying, sorry, I interrupted. What was interesting?
I lost track of what it was. train of thought.
Well, I'm not doing my job of moral support that well. I mean, hold on, I can save it. Anyway, I know this is not the first time you drew Alastor, though. You tried a while ago when the pilot was just a pilot. You drew his pilot version, right?
Yeah, I have another version of him I'll include it here. But there is a version of him that I drew back when the pilot was really the only design we had. And while it's not a bad drawing, it's out of date. Clearly out of date, and there's a lot of improvements that could have been made. The lighting is kind of flat. And I think what I did here with Alastor, not only is it have more solid construction and it's up to date with Alastor's official final design, it has this, you'll see it later on, but it has more dynamic light that gives it a lot more life.
Ooh, dynamic.
Ooh.
Speaking of, I want to go a little more into character design in general. Just in this, the differences. Like, one thing I do love about animation, especially over here in the West, is just that whole diverse character designs. Like, they're shows that have their own character, personality, and stuff that just have... It even oozes down to the way the characters look, and that so many shows just have their own unique look. I always do love that. There's sometimes I don't love that, obviously. I don't love all of the character designs, but I do love it when you have a unique style.
Yeah, when there's so much diversity in design, there's bound to be a few flops, but that is something I really like about Western animation, is that kind of very expressive personality, that permeates right down to the design.
The design, the animated expressiveness. When they're allowed to animate, they will animate, and that's great when we're allowed to.
Yeah.
I do say like a lot of, but there are some shows in the West that do some copies. I've seen shows that like do similar style of Adventure Time or Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a thing where when people see that something works, they want to copy it. But like, instead of letting artists kind of figure it out their own way, I mean, I'm kind of guilty in a little bit of a sense. A lot of my art style is pulled from the fan art I've done over the years. But that's a little different.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that per se. Like, I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing, because I know some of the people I'm thinking of, like some of the shows like Voltron or Dragon Prince, the people who worked on Avatar, they're there. That's why you can see that similar style.
That makes sense. Yeah, and that makes sense.
And I wouldn't diss anything about your old style, because I, as an artist, always feel envious of people who are able to like just be able to just draw fan art and enjoy that, and they're not thinking about it. They're just trying to draw fan art. They're loving fan art, and that's how they've gained and grew as artists, is part way in drawing. And I couldn't do that. I didn't have the same feeling of like, ooh, I like this character, I want to draw them too.
Yeah, and I mean, part of it is also that as an animator, as a traditional animator, I do try to think about emulating the art style of the characters I draw, and so that is almost basically practicing mimicry, so that I can draw characters on model. Alastor is not perfectly on model here, and I actually, when I was drawing him, specifically when I was doing the line art of him, I actually forgot that Alastor's eyebrows and eyeshadow actually overlap over his hair. But you know, it looks fine this way.
It's fine. Like, oh, here's the and I've been looking at this. Here's that dynamic coloring you mentioned.
I'm doing lighting. I'm doing green shadows.
Yeah, green shadows, not traditional. It definitely does make. It does, the complementary colors do make the red pop. It is very good.
Yeah, and the highlights are pink, so that kind of contrast between warm light and cool shadows. And the colors fit nicely with Alastor. I think it ended up looking really nice. Although right now it's just the layer is set to normal instead of hard light, so it looks kind of garbagey. It's a bit of a trust the process kind of situation.
Yeah, I am still trying to figure out digital art myself. Overall, I still have not fully crossed that threshold of just drawing on a paper pencil to figuring how to do. I want to, and I'm trying, but like this just always just shows me, when I see your art, it always just encourages me. It's like, yeah, I can see the end of the tunnel. I can see this kind of stuff is definitely kind of stuff that is something I would want to do.
Yeah, and it's sorry, that was my alarm. But in case that picked up. But yeah, I'm actually really honored that you say that, because like that's it's actually really sweet. I personally don't think I've gotten much that far into doing digital art. I do digital art mostly because physical art I tend to make a mess when it comes to physical art. I drag my hand across the paper, so I get an arm covered in whatever utensil I'm using, whether it's ink or...
Miss Frizzle would say that would be a good thing. Make mistakes, get messy, and buy a chameleon.
Yes, that is good. I don't have sensory issues.
Yeah, same. I get it. If you love art but you have problems, finding a way like to make it that you those problems you can get around them and still do the thing you love is great. Great being able to find that thing.
Yeah, find a medium that works for you, whether that be digital art, physical art. I did painting for a while. I also ruined a jacket by putting my arm in paint.
I ruined my SpongeBob towel by painting.
I ruined my Oswald the Lucky Rabbit sweatshirt by sticking my arm in my paint palette. Oh my god, I ruined both of my... Okay, I had two buff, this is gonna sound weird. I had two buff Sesame Street character shirts, one of Elmo and one of Oscar the Grouch. You've seen Oscar the Grouch, but I also had an Elmo one, and both of those got ruined by paint, actually. Oh no!
Paint is evil, never mind! All mediums are good except paint, it's evil. I'm kidding, no, we
I still love paint, but I own a smock for that reason. It's charcoal that drives me insane.
Yeah, that was the end of the joke. It's like, no, just wear an apron. We were idiots. That's our fault.
It's not the medium's fault that we're bad, that we're sloppy.
Oh, we really are sloppy. I'm not gonna pretend when we're not.
It's not the medium's fault that we're a hot mess.
Real mess. And, ooh, there's the pink.
The pink highlights. The pink highlights, the contrast, the green shadows. Well, you don't necessarily have to do what I did, which was go straight across the color wheel when it comes to shading. So green shadows, red lighting, red highlights. Or pink in this case, because if it was red, we wouldn't see it. It'd disappear.
I mean, I believe they do a similar thing with Pokemon. I saw you, that that's one side I have recently been studying with colors and stuff. They do seem to do like lighter, different color pigments and stuff like similar. So that is, it makes sense.
Yeah, and yeah, but at the very least, when it comes to shading, I'd say if you're using a cool color to shade, use a warm color for highlights, or vice versa, and have them be opposite temperatures.
The more I look at Alastor's eyes, the more I know there are people who are gonna watch this video and feel hot and bothered, and I'm gonna just, and I don't understand them. I don't understand them, but you are valid. You're valid.
Lurking around Twitter, I know the thirst that's going around, floating around Alastor.
But you're also doing the side eye, like he's like, it's like he's noticing you. Is like, yeah, I see you. You want it? It's you. It's either you come to me or I come to you, kind of look.
Yeah, when I was posing him, I was thinking like, what kind of pose would he want to have a portrait of himself in his study? Oh, and there's some of that nice funky lighting as I figure it out. And my signature.
Funky town, light, lovely, lovely.
Yep. And then I realized I forgot to blend the highlights on its tab. So I went in and fixed that. It happens.
It happens. You got them now.
I'm just glad I caught it.
Last minute checks.
Yep.
What's left? What's left?
And well, one of the last minute decisions I made was to add some eye glow to Alastor. So
you made the correct decision. I am proud of you.
Yep, and there he is.
There he is, and all
Alastor
is
in all his beauty and glory.
Beauty, glory. More adjectives to give to a serial killer that people love, even though he's a serial killer, definitely a bad guy. He would absolutely kill you, but also some reason you also have the hots for him. I don't understand you people who like bad boys. You know they're gonna break your heart. Why do you keep going back? Run, run.
Break your heart and your spine.
They will not chase after you. They have a motorcycle, but they're not coming after you. You need to get more self-respect. Anyway, thanks for watching the video.
The internet is thirsty for people who can kill them.
Yes, Lady Dimitrescu is all I need to see. Save horny, of course.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the internet
yes.
has a thing for psychopaths and sociopaths who absolutely would not give a shit about them.
I will not understand why people think Lady Dimitrescu is safe horny, especially that second form. Anyway.
Well, I can understand the first form.
You know people want that second form too. You know it.
Oh, there's gotta be somebody.
Somebody? Or is it me slowly turning to look at the person watching? Thanks for watching. Thanks for seriously. Thanks for coming and sitting down with our first ever video.
Yeah,
I hope you enjoyed
so much.
And I hope you liked the piece. This is only the first of many of the Hazbin Hotel and potentially Helluva Boss characters that Ashley plans on drawing.
Yeah, I have a list of characters I plan on drawing, and they will be, and I will be recording the process, and I will be posting the results up here for you guys' viewing pleasure. So thank you so much for tuning in and giving us at least a little bit of your time. If you enjoyed this, there will be more to—
You have saved our lives. We are incredibly grateful.
If you enjoyed this, there will be more to come, so please hit subscribe and—
Or just leave a like.
At the very least.
Yeah. Leave a like if you liked. That's all you gotta do. Like for like.
Yep, this will be hopefully be the first of many, and hopefully we can be along for the ride.
I'm still on the bad boys. When you said along for the ride, I was waiting for like someone to like break into the house and just drive the motorcycle up the stairs and grab us, say "Get on, loser," and then we just drive off the sunset, and that's how we ended the video.
Oh my god,
Johnny. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Thanks for watching.